Wait, you see
Now, let us go a moment into specialized, which, to my understanding, Blandoni wrongly calls aberrant groups. What are these wrongly called aberrant groups that in reality Bion calls specialized? Specialized basic assumption groups. And specialized means where the basic assumption gets organized into a special group.
This is where he would use the example of the church and the army.
Yes,
yeah.
yes,
yeah,
right,
yeah.
right.
Can you say more?
Yeah.
Well, the church is an example of a specialized group that's organized around dependence.
Yes.
And the army is organized around fight-flight. Pairing. Did he come up with an example?
He did.
Was that psychoanalysis?
No. Well, it could, unfortunately,
Yeah.
but that's I mean, any group. That's why I said even very analyzed people have basic assumptions that can become manifest. You're not safe from that. It's not like getting vaccinated.
What was the example?
What was it? Let's see.
Was it pop political? Was it pop political or?
Could be. Yeah, not just.
It's an aristocracy.
Oh,
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, that seems far-fetched to me. I don't get that. Yeah.
Well,
Princess Di and I'm blocking on his name.
Charles.
Charles.
And they were the pairing, and they from which.
I guess if you're a Brit,
Royalty.
you
Uh-huh.
get that. Does that?
I'm not a Brit.
Oh, you're not a Brit. Well, you're closer though.
Well, in America, we could think of the wealthy, the 1% class. They're
Yeah,
the
they would be
aristocracy
okay.
here,
They would.
you know.
Right.
JFK, Rockefeller,
Yes.
you know, all those
They're a
people.
messianic hope.
Yeah, they're gonna save the economy. They're the job creators.
Right.
Maybe it would be more like celebrity.
Yeah, Brad and Angelina.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're
Sure.
literally
Yeah.
saving the kids, yeah.
Like Joe DiMaggio and Marilyn Monroe,
Yeah.
who create something fantastic
Right.
back in the day.
That is, any group, we're now talking of specialized groups of basic assumption, or specialized basic assumption group, right? I mean, any group that gets itself organized under the aegis of we are special, right? We share something special and we need to get together to preserve this specialty that we hold, are specialized groups of pairing, meaning our ideas or our purity or our wealth or our political ideas or our religion can only get saved if we get together and make sure that no one that does not share these ideas, ideals with us, that has the same breeding, get in, right? In political life, let's say racism is based on that. That would be a very good example. I was thinking of Hitler, but it's not just Hitler, of course. When Hitler thought that the Aryans, right, the Aryan race had to be preserved, and therefore the gypsies, the Jews, the homosexuals, everybody else had to be just exterminated to preserve the purity of the Aryans, that would be a specialized group of pairing, right? That all the humanity will get saved if this group then reigns, let's say, and no one else can get in. You have it in clubs, right? There are clubs where only certain people can get in, others are not accepted, right? The American Psychoanalytic Society was that way for ages. Only medical doctors could get in, hopefully males, right? Females were, even if they were medical doctors, not very welcome, but no one that was not a medical doctor could ever get in. Well, that was an idea that only medical doctors would preserve the psychoanalytic idea, and that everybody else would contaminate it.
Yeah, the word pairing throws me off a little, but I get now what it means. Pairing to me means one and one, but it's really an individual with a group. That's the pairing?
Also, yes. But it's about the breeding. That is what brings the aristocracy, you see, to become a specialized group of a specialist basic assumption group, right? Let's say if you have a dog, right, from a special breed, you have a boxer. I say boxer because I raised boxers in Argentina, right? So you would only want to breed it with another boxer, and hopefully another boxer that has a very good history and very good genes to make a very good breed, to make very good puppies that would then get awards and so on and so forth, you see.
Were only analyzed or supervised by a trainer.
Exactly.
From the breed.
Exactly, from the breed, and that makes it special then, right? Yes.
Preserves the purity of the
Exactly.
line.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
I think what
Hold
on-
on a second.
No, overbreeding causes allergies though, and I just kept on thinking of Goya. Do you know
Of what?
Goya, the painter?
Yes.
How he would paint the royal family. I mean, he would kind of paint them
Oh, yes.
one way for the one that was for them, but when he would paint them for himself, he would paint them the way they really were.
Yes.
Which is
With the deformities.
right.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
Well, which again shows, you see, that the basic assumptions are innate ideas in all of us, the possibility or rather, when we gather in groups, that is when our basic assumption, mindset, becomes manifest. It cannot become manifest otherwise. Manifest doesn't mean conscious necessarily. It only means that it gets activated and it can be observed by a specialized observer that entertains Bion's hypotheses about the basic assumptions.
Does that mean that there would be no capacity of the group members themselves to self-observe?
Of course not.
Only that the specialized capacity of the leader would be able to highlight it or draw special attention to it.
Well, rather than the leader, if it were the leader, then that would actually sustain the basic assumption of dependence. If it would be more accurate to say the observer rather than the leader.
But the observer as uniquely belonging to the so-called group analyst or therapist, or could that belong to someone in the group as well?
Well, I mean, anyone who has some training in observing, right, which Bion got along his experiences in groups, because Bion developed these ideas as he was little by little becoming aware of these phenomena, and he did say that even the observer or the group therapist or the analyst, and we know that on an individual basis, can easily be recruited into playing a part, if he's not aware, right, in these group phenomena, right? For instance, the observer can become so idealized by the group that he may easily fold in to acting out the role of the leader of dependence. That was taught to Bion, among other things, in the British Psychoanalytic Society when he started to become a rising star, and they anointed him as the president of the society, which he accepted, and then he regretted. And when he finished his period of presidency, he fled to California where no one wanted him or no one knew it except a bunch of people, because he felt that there was a movement in the group, unknown, not conscious to the group. That is, if they anointed him as the president, he would be busy enough to stop all the revolutionary thinking he was doing, being too busy in bureaucratic ideas and having to find the ways to deal with the bureaucracy rather than going on thinking. You see, and the reason why he went to California is not because people loved him there, because there were only a bunch of people that loved him. The majority of people hated him and thought he was totally crazy, didn't want to go to his talks, didn't refer patients to him, all sorts of things, right? There was only this very little group around him, right, that you could count probably with a hand, 5, 6, 7 people, no more than that. Right? Okay, I think we have covered enough for tonight, right?